Alright guys, welcome back. We have a lot of fights for you this war, so I am going to speed up the fights a little bit. We're going to start on path 1. We have Apoc vs Ihulk here. This is one of those regen nodes, and we're just going to slowly build up. I think if we're close to him, he's going to get a regen. If we back off, they're going to drop off. But what we're going to do is, we've done this with Apoc before. We'll parry heavy. We'll avoid those special ones, and we're going to try first to build up to a special 2 and follow that up with a special 1. Now, this war, we've got 15 fights, some unique encounters that we haven't had before, some fights that we've done in the past that may or may not have gone the way we wanted, and a lot of, it's a good lesson in like adapting on the fly mid-fight when something doesn't go exactly the way you had planned, and we make a lot of audibles and adjustments during some of these fights here. So the first one, this one's going pretty much exactly how we want, and we don't take him. We do not skip the immortality, but we do skip the healing. You're going to see here he's not going to get any healing, and we can just go and parry heavy and he's done. So that was nice with Apoc. Next up is Annihilus. Now, this one's masochism. Annihilus is extremely annoying sometimes. Now, I was really hoping that Annihilus would back up at the beginning of the fight, or I tried an initial parry, but instead he's extremely aggressive, and he's got me in the corner. I just throw that special one, and it, because he's had that unstoppable, it didn't work, and now I'm just getting my butt kicked in the corner. I get up to a special 1, and now I just need to find an opening right there where he doesn't have the unstoppable, use my special 1 to push him off the wall. Now I can go ahead and use my block break stun to get another opening, get a heavy in, but I can't remove his rod. I got nothing to remove the rod with, but I should be able to still fight in against him. There we're able to adjust mid-hit there, get off another special 1. I just wanted to get out of this fight. He's throwing those armor breaks on me and his debuffs on me. He's giving me some extra willpower healing, but I got my butt kicked so bad in that one. But Apoc is a beast, and he carried me through that one. Next is another masochism fight on node 20 with Wiccan, against Wiccan. Now, the only thing I need to do is, I am Incinerate, I can become Incinerate immune, but he puts that debuff on me on the top right above me, and if I were to trigger a buff, it would convert to an Incinerate. But I managed not to trigger a dex throughout this fight, and Apoc just absolutely runs right through Wiccan here. We actually just heal up on this fight from that debuff, so we don't have to worry about it. Next, path 3. I can't use Galan against Mojo here. I'd probably just degen to death. So Mojo has no armor up, so there's really nothing to worry about here. The only thing I need to care about is that he'll get an armor up if I back him up into the corner. So I'm going to specifically, after I heavy, I kind of dash back a little bit. I just want to, you can see me dashing back because I want to keep my spacing away from the right side of the wall. Here I can go ahead, back up again, get a few hits in. I got the special 2 off with the triple debuff with Doc Oc. We can power lock him. We can heal block him. We go for the direct damage on the heavy. We're right back up to another. I know he's got stun a champion as his next proc, but I don't really care that much. There we're going to go ahead. We don't get the triple debuff, but we get a double power lock. Heavy that. And we're going to heavy one more time. And Mojo goes down without us taking almost any health loss with Doc Oc. Amazing fight there. Now we have Super Skrull here with the slopped armor and the electric defense. So here we are going to go ahead and abuse Galan here. We can just hit into him. Look at all the buffs that are just gaining so fast. A few combos. Parry heavy. Drop that special 2. Goodbye, Super Skrull. Instant death. Alright. Next up is another Galan fight, but it's Quicksilver. He's a beefy Quicksilver. He's a rank 4, slopped armor, buffet, vigorous assault. I don't have to worry about the regen. It's just his evade that is going to be a little nuts. So I start off trying to go for some medium like mediums. There he clips me right away with a full combo. My invul boost is gone, and now we have to play smart. So I have to be really careful here. There he evades, of course, my my parry heavy, so I can parry heavy again. We're going to go for the special 2, but it only takes away half and pushes him to a special 3. A little bit of a miscalculation on my part. And now we're going to have to watch his fun animation. But luckily, we survive. We still have some room for some adrenaline healing. Now he's got some crazy evade. We've got to be careful. I'm going for like medium hits. He's evading everything. I'm just trying to throw parries in, 1-hit combos, 2-hit combos, anything I can just to slowly build up my my combo. Once I'm finally ready for the harvest, I can go ahead. It takes me 2 parries to get it. We get him down. We adapt. We made the changes. We were able to maneuver around his evade. A lot of blocking, a lot of short combos, but we got it down. Next up is Galan on path 1. You can see my 2 accounts crisscrossed in section 2. So now we're on path 1 with the second account. We've got Omega Sentinel here. If I dash back twice, I'm going to trigger a regen. There's really nothing too crazy about this one. I can build up my buffs really easily, drop the harvest on her, and she is down. Next up is a buffet Kingpin on node 40. Again, with the reinvigorated unblockable. So if I dash back a couple times, I'll give him like again a regen. He's got buffet. There's really I'm immune to buffet, so he's not going to be getting the regen from that. So the only thing I need to do here is I'm baiting heavies. I'm not really relying on my on my parries. So there you can see I go ahead, I heavy countered his special 1 and then went into my unblockable special 2. We took out the first half of him. Now we're going to do the exact same style. Get clipped a little bit, but that's okay. Bait heavies, build up our buffs when we're ready. Now I'm just going to go ahead, bait, push him to a special 1, get my spacing, heavy counter, unblockable special 2, goodbye Kingpin. Next up is path number 3 in section 2. We got Nebula. Nebula is going to come in and she's going to take care of Colossus here with thorns, but we're a robot and we can't take shock damage. We're shock and bleed immune. It's perfect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to build up to actually there's no shock issue on this one. It's just the bleed. Bleed if you're I just don't just the thorns damage. If he has an armor up, we're going to take bleed damage. So I'm going to just hit into him regular combos, no parries at the beginning, just hold block and build up to 20 of the blue shock charges on the top left. And then once I get to 20, I'm going to make sure he's close to 0 power and I'm at 2 bars of power. I'm going to go ahead, parry into special 2, 20 shocks, convert to 40 shocks, and goodbye Colossus. We are going to do the exact same thing on this Nimrod. So again, we're going to go with Nebula. Again, this one has, you're going to get inflicted with shock if you hit them with the armor up. He's got an armor up. We're immune to shock. Nebula is perfect for this. He's a robot. We can get, once we get to like a few charges on the top left there, we can shut him down completely. There, we're just going to take some of his special 1, a bit on the block decks, the end of it. Same thing as Colossus. We are going to build up to 2 bars of power, and we're going to make sure he's close to no bars of power. When we go ahead, we're going to bait out his special. See if he actually wants to throw something. Let's go. Push and try again. There he goes. Finally throws that special 2. Now I can go ahead, parry into special 2, 20 shocks, convert to 40. It doesn't quite take him out, but that's most of him down. So we'll just build up a few more shock charges. And then we can finish him off. There we go. Special 1, and he is done. Next up is Killmonger. This one should be a quick fight with Apoc, but of course some things happen not the way you want. So here we go with an advanced power boost. We go because we want to get to a special 2 early, because if we don't throw a special, it's a steady build up block penetration. Those parries or blocked hits from his special are gonna hurt, and we mess up the timing on the special 2. We get clapped by a special, and not only that, but because we have to build up to a special 2 again, which is extremely frustrating. Now when we dash back, we're giving him regen, but we're gonna keep calm. We're gonna, even though we're taking some heavy block damage, we are gonna go ahead, bait that special 2. Now we're up to 2 bars of power. We're gonna finally drop a special 2. We got the concussion and we got the degen on. That's fine. We'll go ahead immediately. We got the power back boost, go into a special 1. Then we get clipped a little bit. We get a nice full evade on the special 1. Go back into our own special 1. And he's finished. So we adapt again to a mistake and we recover. Next up, Hyperion. We've done this fight with Doc Oc before. And really the key thing on this fight with Doc Oc is I need all my parries to stick. It's parry heavy, parry heavy, parry heavy, and then he's shut down for the entire time. But there is going to be a point, like we've had in a few of these fights, and we're going to have again, where the parry doesn't go exactly the way you want. Like right there, I thought I parried. Instead, I get clipped, all my invulnerability boosts go away. I get screwed up with the falter. Now I'm at 3 bars of power. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm waiting for him to have a power lock on him. Okay, now he's got the power lock. I go for the special 3. If you have the power lock or the heal block and you go for a special 3 with Doc Oc, you're going to get a debuff on them with an extended duration. So now he has an extended power lock on. The first one drops off, but there's a second one. And now, as long as I can throw special 1s, which of course I get messed up by the falter, here I'm going to quickly reapply that extended power lock. So now the rest of this fight, all I need to do is I'm going to mainly go and refresh with a special 1. Now I don't have to worry about him going to special 3. I can just bait out his specials, and I'm just going to continuously just hit into him, throw special 1s, and reapply that extended long duration like a power lock. And that's what we're going to do, and we're going to get into a nice groove on this one. Seems like it might be the best way for me to do this fight without having to worry about the parry heavies screwing up. And at the very end of the fight, once I feel like I'm close to it, there I kind of have the falter on me for a second. Right here, we're going to go for a parry heavy, reapply the power lock, go for one more parry heavy, and one more heavy attack, and he's down. Phew! Again, adapting in the middle, and we made it work. Now, I have done this long shot in previous seasons, previous wars, with Vision, with a White Max pre-fight. But you're going to see right at the beginning, first parry attempt, doesn't happen. It's as if I didn't press block at all. And that pretty much messes up my entire thing here. So, I'm going to go ahead and try really hard. I get a couple parries. The goal here is to keep him power drained. It's Conflictor, so we don't want to apply debuffs to him. We're just going to keep going ahead, try and I don't want to deal with his special 2 at all. If he throws a special 1, it's not the end of the world. But I've done this fight before where again, there's another one, another parry that absolutely fails, another block attempt that fails. I think there were 6 times when I looked back at this fight where I either tried to go for a parry or attempted to be, like my block didn't even register. I've been doing these fights all morning. I was trying the exact same timing. Would work at one point and wouldn't work in the other point. And now, again, I just don't think I've got the damage at this point to take him out. There's another one. Doesn't trigger. That one might have been because my parries weren't triggering. He was getting his heavy attacks. His heavy attacks give him those gold charges, which increases like ability accuracy. So I think that's why one of the parries didn't land. It said parry, but didn't parry. So unfortunately, I have to take the L on that one. I heal back up and come to finish this fight. Really frustrating because I know I've done it before, and I wasn't able to recover from that one. But so many times in that fight, it just felt like what I was doing wasn't working. I know at the very end, the ability accuracy was what screwed me up there. But when I couldn't get the parries and it led to him throwing heavies, that messed up the fight even more. So that's just frustrating. But we managed to only take the one death on him, and we move on. It was a very tight war, so that death was very frustrating. Next up is Mangog on node 54. We're already boosted up from that Vision fight. We have he's got Aspect Evolutions, Unblockable Special 2, but if you've seen any of the war videos from my channel, you're probably going to see this fight. Doc Oc absolutely destroys any champion with their own passive power gain here. So he's power locked the entire time. We're going to go, and again, parry heavies working great in this fight. We're going to go ahead, drop a Special 2, get the triple debuff on him. We can actually go ahead and we're gaining so much power, we've got the quintuple debuff on him. He's got the rare quintuple debuff. So then we're going to go ahead, refresh it with the Special 1. There's a parry that didn't work, but we're going to go ahead, refresh it one more time, go for the parry heavy, and 48,000 I think was direct damage there. Absolutely slaughtered. Next, I was supposed to take this one. Someone went in and took it. Unfortunately, it didn't go very well. The only issue I have here with Apocalypse is its Stunning Reflection, Polka Dot Power, and I cannot really hit into... I try to go for the heavy counter, and I lose one of my invul boosts. I cannot throw, because I've got the charges... I'm at 4 charges. I cannot hit into his block and do the block break stun because of Stunning Reflection. I do not want to do that until his second life. In his second life, I can hit into his block. But for this first half, I'm just going for intercepts, baiting heavies, bait specials. I can do like one hit into the block, but I do not want to go for a second one. There, we get a nice heavy counter. We get the spacing properly. Push him to his second phase. Now I'm not worried about the block break stun giving me Stunning Reflection here. Here I was just waiting out that Special 2. You can see it says immune on the right side. So because he's immune to being stunned in that second phase, then I don't have to worry about stunning him and then having the stun reflect back onto me. So I just have to be conscious of that at the beginning of the fight, not to do it in the first phase, but I could do it in the second phase. He also is an unsteady ground defender, so when he throws those specials, I'm actually gaining a little bit of willpower from those unsteady debuffs. So there we're going to go and we get the nice timing with the heavy counter, get a little bit of power, and then we're going to go ahead and even though he throws his Special 2 and put the unsteady on me, I'm going to throw my Special 1 and the unsteady is going to disappear just in time for the bleed to apply, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed the war. We adapted, mistakes were made, but overall, it was a pretty good one. Hope you enjoyed.